Hey, John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So today I thought I would do a video on some learning hacks that I use to basically be able to increase my knowledge without having to devote a whole lot of dedicated time. Some of the things that I do to basically shortcut things and make it easier for me to learn things while I'm doing other things. So, learning hacks, what are they? Well, basically, it's any way that helps you learn faster. And I figured out quite a few of these learning hacks because I always have to learn new things. In fact, in order to stay current and to be able to produce these videos and to stay with the current technologies as a software developer and all the marketing stuff, there's a lot of stuff to learn. I mean, I can probably learn for hours and hours every week and never even feel like I'm making a dent. So how do I keep up with this, and how do I basically figure out ways to learn without spending my entire week learning? Because I could obviously do that, right? So here's what I do. There's a few different things that I think are kind of key here that have huge benefits and really don't have any detriment. So the first one is audiobooks. Audible.com is not a sponsor for this video, but I would recommend using a service like audible.com. I have a subscription to them. They have a ton of books on there now, and it's fairly cheap, right? So like $15 a month for a book, I think, and you can get 2 books a month for something like $20 a month. There's a lot of good plans, and there's always deals on there. But the key thing with audiobooks is that, especially if you commute, right? I don't commute, but I do drive to the gym and stuff, and I do drive to different places, and whenever I'm in the car, I basically have my phone plugged into my stereo system playing Audible, some kind of book on my Audible, or a podcast. But I try to get as many books in there as possible. So I've probably listened to, I don't know, maybe like 20 books this year, probably maybe even more than that, right? I'll have to go back and look at it. But that's a great way to get knowledge and to get into your system. You can also use that while you're at the gym, right, or running. So when I go for a run, I'm always listening to something. I'm listening to an Audible book, or I'm listening to a podcast. So that's another great way. Same thing when I'm going out to the gym. So I'm doubling that time. Otherwise, what would I be doing spending that time, right? There's certain things you can multitask. You can do together, which is like doing some kind of physical activity and listening to a thing. Thinking really hard and concentrating will suffer, and you might find that your mind is being distracted while trying to listen to audiobooks. So you kind of have to bring it to a focus. But sometimes I'll listen to the same audiobook like 2 or 3 times. And so, even though I'm spending more time doing that, it sinks in better, and I get the equivalent of as if I had read the book. Now, another hack with that, kind of a sub-hack, is to listen at fast speed, right? So I've actually gotten to the point where I can listen to Audible books at 3 times speed, and I can just comprehend them no problem. So this is something that you might want to consider, is to go ahead and start upping up your speed in your Audible books. So if you're listening to audio books, right, then you can go and you can increase that speed on those audio books as you get better at listening to them, and over time you'll be able to hit that 3 times speed, which is a huge hack, right, because you're getting a lot of information really quickly. So the other thing that I do, major thing, is that I will basically walk on the treadmill and I will read a book at the same time. So I will put the incline up. This is the key here, to burn the extra calories, is I'll jack that incline up to maybe 10%, or actually I do at 12% now. It took some time to get up to there, and I'll just walk at 2 miles per hour. And I'll be reading a book. I could also listen to a book. Sometimes I'll do that as well. But most of the time I'll have my Kindle and I'll just be reading a book while I'm doing that. So that really helps me because I'm going to spend that time anyway. I'm getting in shape, right? I'm doing things that are going to benefit me, but I'm not having to sacrifice any extra time. So if I said, okay, well, I want to get in shape, I want to go for a walk, or I want to, run or hit the gym, then I would just have to sacrifice time. But if I use that time as learning time as well, then there's a huge benefit. Same thing with driving in the car. You're going to be in the car anyway, so you might as well do that. There's a bunch of other things that you can do like this. Just think about, if you're doing something, can you be listening to something at the same time, and could you be reading? Another hack around this is you can of course be walking on the treadmill while talking on a conference, or talking on the phone, making your phone calls for the day, right? Things like that. That's not really a learning hack, but that's definitely something that could be useful to you. So hopefully these learning hacks have helped you out. If you have some learning hacks that I should be aware of, definitely leave a comment below and let me know about them. But hopefully you'll start employing some of these, and you'll see in a year you can read a lot of books. You can get a lot of reading done. You can listen to a lot of audiobooks. You can really increase your knowledge just by doing this, and you'll get in shape at the same time. So I've made a habit out of it, especially walking on the treadmill and reading a book. So I do that for 45 minutes every night, and it's really benefited me quite a bit. All right, well, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and don't be afraid to share it if you think that this could help someone else. Take care.